Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia. Welcome back to the TNT podcast. I don't know what episode, but we're in 2024. Woohoo!
Matters.
Doesn't matter.
But
Episode 1 of 2024.
technically, Tyler, here's the thing. It's episode 2, though.
Oh shit! It is episode 2.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But who am I talking to? Well, we have on my right
That's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
and on my left.
Just Tyler, only Tyler, the Tyler.
See, don't let it be said I don't
The
take
Tyler.
feedback into account because, after episode 1, Tyler of the year, Tyler gave feedback of, I hate this right of his right thing, so I stopped
I hate this.
doing
I hate this.
But we are here with the... This is such a light week. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, almost nothing cool got announced or talked about. It's all just
Seriously.
speculation or bad news.
I feel like we could do like 20, like half of these news articles in the first 5 minutes, and like I shouldn't even timestamp them. But this one is super relevant because Freeman and I are going to the movie theater tomorrow for my first time of 2024. So anyone who has an AMC theaters, who knows that we come to this place.
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up. Why?
I'm
I know
getting
you
so
do it to
tired.
rustle my jimmies, but I
I'm
hate
getting
it every
so tired
time.
of this AMC ad in front of every movie.
So, for some reason, I open IGN to get news, and it goes, Nicole Kidman's AMC theater suit is up for auction, and it has bids of thousands of dollars.
Oh my god.
You'd have to pay me to take that thing. I bet there's only people who want it for one reason. That's to fucking burn it.
So apparently, at the end of their article, the last sentence of the IGN article about it is the next AMC ad is already written, and all I can think is fucking thank God.
Please, oh my god, I need it. I need anything at this point.
We need to not see clips of Wonder Woman, Rocky, what's it called? The
Jurassic
Yeah,
World.
Jurassic
Creed,
World.
yeah.
Oh, what's that musical?
La
La
La Land.
La La Land, yeah.
Can we name them all? I think that's everything.
We did, I think, name them all. Because I've seen that fucking promotional for the last 8 fucking years. I cannot do this anymore. Honestly, I wish I could just never see a fucking AMC movie ever again.
Have you seen all the edits where she's like watching meme TikToks instead of movies during the ad?
Oh, I've seen the memes where like she's watching porn. Those are hilarious.
I haven't seen the one of the guy like
Her feels good in a place like this.
I was waiting for the moment to be like, Tyler, it's okay. Heartbreak feels good in a place.
Oh yeah, it's heartbreak feels good. You think how many times I've seen it? I would know it verbatim.
It's like I equate it to Friedman doing the Funimation "You Should Be Watching" in theaters whenever that logo comes on.
Yes, which is unfortunately never going to happen again.
I know, but it has the same vibe for me where I'm like.
But see, people get excited, right, with Funimation because number one, we grew up on it, but 2, it's short, it's simple, and to the point.
Yeah. You Should Be Watching is a lot more than we come to this place.
It's also it's an inside joke, whereas this is like, please, can we fast forward 30 seconds here?
Yeah, like it goes on for way too long. Like, also, I think Nicole Kidman is just kind of a mid actress, honestly.
As of this writing, and after 21 bids, it is at $4,200.
Jesus. Fuck this. Can we just go to the first real thing that's news? Fuck me.
You gotta. So as I'm scrolling IGN to get articles for this, which is too funny. I'm scrolling IGN. By the way, the timestamp was 4:20 for this segment starting.
Oh yeah.
So I'm scrolling through and I see a bunch of headlines about something called Foam Stars. Who gives a shit? It's some Sony exclusive. It looks like Splatoon. I think it's just Splatoon for PlayStation.
Effectively, I saw the artwork for it and I clicked on it because I thought the main character was famed Hololive VTuber Calliope Mori, only to realize that no, it's just a cheap AI knockoff.
Well, I was gonna say So then it turns out at the end of the article list, it goes, oh, by the way, a bunch of the art for this was AI generated with Mid-Journey.
Oh my god.
And it's like, it's actually, yeah, it says, so they have a big quote that says, it makes up 0.01% or even less of the art in the game. That number will exponentially increase every single time that Square Enix puts out a new game like this.
Oh,
There's
100%.
no way.
Yeah, the Squarehead is all in on this, and it's not even funny. That said, I think this is like when it's coming out, it's free for PlayStation Plus subscribers. So that said, I might try this purely because it's free.
I just, after all the stuff with, we forgot about the Wizards of the Coast version of this. So this can segue right into, so this could just be an AI art segment.
Oh, I thought we were actually talking about the game here.
No. Well, I mean, we can, but it was more about the AI art thing. I mean, I don't know anything else about this game. It looks like you look at one screenshot and you're like, oh, that's Splatoon.
Yeah, it's pretty much Splatoon. I enjoyed Splatoon, but the problem was when I joined, like, there's no like you don't get a ranking or anything. You're just up against random people, and it was very easy to get matched up with someone who was just way too good and would body everyone in the lobby. So it made Splatoon not fun for me to play personally. So if they have like some type of ranking system, so I'm not just getting shit on every game, maybe this will be more fun than Splatoon for me. But the fact that it's free means I'll actually try it. I would not pay to play this game.
Well, why would you when they're using AI generated art? That costs them nothing.
Yeah. I mean, this game doesn't look particularly amazing, so I'm not going to sit here and shit on the art for it. But
so what you can shit on is famed good company Wizards of the Coast, fresh off their massive round of layoffs from Hasbro as they struggle to keep the Hasbro and company alive. So today is the first set of spoilers for the Clue-inspired Murders at Karlov Manor upcoming expansion of Magic the Gathering. There's this whole Clue thing. Really don't give a shit. Some of the cards are cool, and some of them are way too wordy. Freeman, I don't know if you looked at spoilers at all.
I saw about half of them today.
There are so many cards that just have essays on them. I just, like, my eyes glaze over. I just can't care anymore about a lot of these newer cards. But as part of the promotion for this, and because this is a Ravnica set, for anyone who knows Magic, the famous Shock lands, some of the most expensive and widely used lands in Magic, are getting reprinted in this set. As part of marketing for this, Tyler, and this is where you'll understand this. So Wizards put out a picture, and it wasn't. So they had like 5 of the cards in this set, right? And instead of it just being like the JPEGs of the cards, they put them out. You know those people who like to set up like the little stands with the little painter stands to show them off and have a cool background and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Wizards puts this promotional image out saying, hey, look, here's some of the Shock lands and here's some of the cards. People start looking at the art. And they go, this art is shit. There is clear evidence that this is AI artwork. And Wizards goes, nope, this is real artwork. This was done by purely human people. And everyone goes, look at this screenshot where this clock has like 5 hands, or look at this shot where the
window doesn't line up in the slightest or something.
Yeah, a window clips into another window.
Yikes.
And so 2 days later, Wizards goes, we are very sorry. We had bought that from a marketing company. And, you know, we're sorry. They did the promotional image. You know, we would never do AI artwork for Magic cards, but we dropped the ball on this one, guys. Even though 2 days ago we swore on our lives this was real artwork. So
what the fuck?
now
What?
the reason this is also a story is at least, I think only one, but one Magic artist actually tweeted, fuck you, I'm done working with Wizards of the Coast if you're going to double down like this and be okay with AI art. He actually like canceled all of his contracts with Wizards and was like, nah, I'm out. I'm done working with Wizards.
Damn.
Which hey, more power to the guy for being principled, but
Yeah,
that's
that is
fucking
money.
wild to be like, yeah, we
Yeah.
just lost an artist because we lied.
I mean, it is really fucked up.
It is. Wizards really. I don't know how do I put this? They can't just go around claiming shit if it's actually false. Like, regardless of the AI art side of this, corporate being this willing to lie to people's faces until they get called out with evidence is just really shitty in
I
general.
wish I loved a different game these days. Like, I'm so.
I mean, you could play Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I couldn't. I don't want to.
Remind me to send you the
I know, I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh
just-
meme I saw this week.
Yeah,
Legitimately, I think it's fair to say Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have a format like Commander. Like Magic is like this whole weekend. So for those listening around release, this past weekend was my birthday, and for basically 2 days I had friends over, and we were playing board games like the whole time. Freeman was there on Saturday. Tyler, you were there on Sunday. To me, Magic is just another fun board game that has like more pieces. Like that's what Magic is to me now.
Yeah, just a game with fun rule set.
Yeah, and it sucks to be like it makes me want to not buy cards, to be like, man, all these people working so hard on this game to make this game so incredible, and Wizards just can't stop being the shittiest fucking company. They just can't make a good decision. It's every corporate decision is just the worst one possible, and it's so frustrating. But
yeah. I hope you know I was just like joking. I know it sucks. That's like something that you
I know you were.
enjoy, and it's like the fucking company just makes bad decisions, and you're just like, I don't want to endorse this.
Nope, sure don't. It's one of those cases where I would be where it's like, if I had all the money to make changes in the world, it would be like, let's just make Wizards of the Coast its own company. Let D&D and Magic just be separate from Hasbro's control, and just let them function as their own company and just keep them in those two products forever. Let Magic do well, prop up D&D a little bit, because it's not like D&D earns much money. But oh well. But yeah, that's anyway. AI art is definitely a thing that's like getting more prevalent all the time. I think we didn't talk about it, but Midjourney is also is actually in a lawsuit. It's not on the list, but it's in a lawsuit because they have no way. Wasn't it like Discord chat logs were leaked that showed that they were intentionally trying to cut up or cover up their sources for artwork that they've input.
Yeah, I saw one article where it was accurately able to recreate certain scenes from Avengers Endgame if you specified timestamps that you wanted to recreate,
Oh my God.
meaning that the movie had to actually be in its training set to produce something like that, even though they claimed we don't put movies in.
Oh my
So there's
God.
a lot of evidence mounting that their training set contains a lot of stuff they don't have access to use as training data.
Sick. But that's a whole other thing. We don't need to talk about AI art more. I just wanted to bring up another case of, boy, companies are only going to try to do this more. I mean, you can see this. It's clear to see why there were all these strikes last year for Hollywood to not do this.
Yep.
But yeah, in marketing, it's going to be explosively happening more in marketing and in like filler art in places anywhere, and all the memes that are like, man, I thought AI was here to take away all the menial jobs, but instead AI is going to be used to generate all art, and everyone's just going to work the menial jobs.
Yeah.
My bigger concern now is like if I click on a Steam games page, usually I'll see promotional art, and sometimes it'll catch my eye. I'll go to look at it, and I'm like, but where's the video of what the game actually looks like?
Mm-hmm.
And there's already this massive divide between how it's advertised versus what it is, and I feel like it's just going to get worse when they're like, let's just use AI to make the most catching image that really has nothing to do with the game that we're making. It's going to use a different AI engine for that artwork.
Freeman, isn't that like gacha games without AI? Where they just make the prettiest waifu art that means nothing for the actual game.
So I agree, but I'm going to use this as an opportunity to shill Fate Grand Order that has by far the ugliest fucking ads I've ever seen on YouTube, but they're all like faithful to what the game actually looks like because the game is pretty fucking ugly. So hats off to you, Type Moon.
All right, let's move on from AI art. Oh, look to more depressing corporate decision making. So apparently an executive at Ubisoft, what's his name? Philippe Tremblay, director of subscriptions. So you know this guy has a title that's really useful. But he basically put out an interview or had an interview where he said, "Look, gamers, you need to get used to the idea that you don't own your games. You know, you rent them with a subscription service, okay? Can you just get used to it?" And it's like, man,
Bro, you're speaking. Why? I don't understand why developers say this shit to their customers.
why would you say the quiet part out loud?
Dude, like, but actually though, like it's one thing to say it. You can say that shit behind closed doors, but it is a bold fucking statement to come out and say it to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I do gotta say for this though. Sorry, just to clarify, I'm not defending what he said. About the concept of owning and not owning stuff. I remember back in the day, like my first PSP was a PSP Go, because I was dead set on the idea that digital's the future. And then I remember immediately moving off my Go onto my regular PSP and losing access to some games for some reason. And I was like, damn, I never actually owned anything at all, which was the first thought I had when I moved off of it. And then when it came to like Nintendo Switch, I bought a lot of digital games. So I was like, I'm tired of losing games. I'm tired of this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But as we're in the dying days of the Nintendo Switch, the Switch 2 is going to come out. I realized the same thing happened with the Wii U. I bought a lot of games digitally. And now, unless I want to go back to that Wii U, I don't really own the game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not like with Steam. I've moved most of my digital purchases over to Steam because the idea is as I upgrade my computer, my games can still come with me. But on other consoles,
But
they
are
don't.
they DRM free? No.
No, but are they playable? Which
Mostly.
is a yes. So it's a gray area, but it's way better ownership than digital on consoles that don't let you move it forward. Like with the way PlayStation's doing it now, where you can still play all your PS4 content, is phenomenal. But like when I was installing Rock Band and I didn't have access to, or I wasn't sure if I had digital access to stuff I had bought on the PS3 because I didn't know if there was any kind of network compatibility, it really cemented home that I didn't really own it. I just had the license to access it from my PS3. And that license was not guaranteed to be relevant in the future, which kind of sucked.
It does suck a lot because like the same thing happened with me and Tim. I don't know. Did you play a lot of Xbox 360? I mean, I know you have 360 or had one.
360 is when I played the most stuff.
Yeah, so you must have had Xbox Live Arcade games, right?
No,
Really?
maybe one or two. You
Wow.
forget how long it took for me to be playing stuff online.
I don't know. I didn't know that. See, for
just
me,
didn't buy
it's
stuff
weird for
online.
me. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm just saying, like, when I was at our formable age, I was online for a lot of my childhood.
See, I wasn't. I didn't get to.
That's a bummer. I think you know why? Because my dad introduced me into it, and so like, by that point, I was very comfortable with like gaming online.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
oh my god, what was the earliest game? This is so off topic, but I played this game on computer with
I'm not going to
people.
make this a PS3 versus 360 debate, but like if I had to pay for online during that generation, my parents would not have let me be online.
Yeah,
like the fact that PSN was free is the only reason I was able to play like online multiplayer games.
Well, my thing was I asked for a re-up of Xbox Live Gold every Christmas.
Yep, $60, $60.
So that was my thing, and then I think there was a time where like I was there was like a year or two where I was paying for it on my own though, because I wanted something else, and I also had a job by then, so like.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but I had a decent amount of Xbox Live Arcade games, but like I can never get those anymore unless I had them on unless I had downloaded them to my hard drive.
The only one I ever really played was Shadow Complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was that's the only one I vividly remember, at least.
Yeah, that was an alright game. Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff. Like I had like Blood Dragon. Blood Dragon was one. Boom Boom Rocket, I think, was another one. Did you play Boom Boom Rocket, Freeman? That feels like a game you would play.
No, but it sounds so familiar.
Oh, it's cool. It's a music rhythm game where with fireworks.
Oh, this one. Yes, I did actually
Yeah.
play this.
Yeah, Boom Boom Rocket's cool. Like there was a bunch of really cool shit, but same thing. It's like I feel now that like I had those games for the time I had an Xbox 360, and now I just can't access those ever again.
Yeah.
And like that's all money and shit that like I'll never get back. And like that's why I was a big advocate of like having physical copies still for a while, even after they weren't giving like booklets in the boxes anymore. Because I'm like, oh, at the end of the day, I could still, have it. But now the discs are more of like like kind of like Freeman said, it's like you have access to this game. Congratulations. Like that's all the disc does. Like
Yeah, like
the disc
realistically,
just allows you to play it. Like it's a physical like thing, but it doesn't really necessarily mean you own the game.
yeah, like let's say tomorrow the PlayStation Network just goes down. Half these games you can't put them into your drive and expect to be able to play a game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. I will say though, like most of my games purchased have been digital, but it was a week ago. I was at my friend's house, and I told them I started playing Spider-Man, and they literally just gave me the disc for Miles Morales. They gave me their disc for Hogwarts Legacy because they're done with it. And they're like, oh, do you want Spider-Man 2? I was like, hold up, you gave me too many hours of games all at once. I'll come back for the rest. But it was just like being able to share your games. I think is still the one big thing about owning physically
When
that I
Tyler was
forgot was a
here-
big benefit.
2 weeks ago, I literally gave Tyler my Super Nintendo and a stack of carts. I
Oh, yeah,
I know
true.
if I know if the games were on the console back then, but still, like, if Tyler had other, didn't you take games for other consoles or no?
I didn't take any N64 games. I didn't
But you
take anything
could've.
else. I could have.
But you could have.
I guess I still could.
Could. But yeah.
Oh,
So,
well, yeah.
owning games is great.
Owning
Digitally
games is
games
great. You
less
know who
good.
also allows you to? I mean, this isn't a segue, but like GOG, all their games are
Oh, man.
DRM free. So,
GOG Galaxy, let's go.
Galaxy.
And their launcher's cool because it connects to all the other ones.
Oh yeah, but I guess also now we can move on though. Like
Yes.
Nintendo. Like speaking of Nintendo, right? Like bringing back stuff. I do want to say before we move on to this, because like there have been, I guess, Switch 2 leaks, which I do remember that. They have been at least, it seems, going in the direction of adding games from their old library. Like, didn't they add like some Game Boy Advance stuff recently?
Yeah, but don't they just they still list it for full price on like every console?
Yeah,
generation?
I know. I'm
So-
just
so
saying.
It depends on their approach for it. So like back in the day on the Wii, like you would buy virtual console games, and then when you got to the Wii U, it's like, nah, you can't access those anymore, and it was total horseshit. I think their current approach, where they treat their back catalog of games like a Netflix library, where it's just like, hey, if you pay the monthly thing, you get access to whatever you want.
Mhm.
Like the idea being, if I'm paying for access, then the Switch 2 comes out, and I'm still paying for Nintendo Switch Online, I should still have access to those games.
Yeah, but until
Because it's part of the
only
service
problem is
now.
if they don't make the games available on that specific console anymore.
Yeah, it is a risk. But thankfully, we got some Switch 2 leaks that might indicate otherwise.
Yeah, if they're real.
Most of these are horseshit. The biggest one came out of, I think some company bought the trademark for Game Shark and is relaunching as Game Shark AI. And in their big press release, like, we're going to launch in November to coincide with the Switch 2 launch. And everyone's like, wait, you know that the Switch 2 is launching? They're like, no, but like we assume it'll launch in November, so we're going to coincide with it. So everyone took that as a confirmed leak, which is kind of whatever.
Yo, how does Game Shark in our current year of our Lord 2024 work?
It's straight up just hacking, and I feel like anything Game Shark discovers and can advertise a product will just get patched out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
And like, wouldn't that not like kind of fuck with like some copyright shit? Maybe. Well, I guess it
Absolutely.
didn't before, but like,
If they can ban you for using any type of like mod tools on an online game, I guarantee Game Shark is like against the TOS for playing these games.
yeah. I mean, I guess like you could theoretically use Game Shark, but like, I don't know. I'm like, how the fuck is this gonna work? And like you said, like, is it gonna get patched out anyway?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a game. The Game Shark is a bad take in current year.
It was cool when it existed, but like it's not going to be a thing anymore.
Yeah, it was cool when games went gold with 1,000 fucking bugs and couldn't be updated, and now like there's things such as a day one patch. So
Yeah, not gonna work. I
yeah,
think the other big leaks are that Switch 2 is more of like an upgrade to the Switch 1, and it's not meant to be a whole brand new thing. I think this kind of ties back to when they did the Wii U, and it was like we want to keep the same line of gameplay style, but add in this tablet, and they just did it fucking terribly.
Yeah, but that was
Um,
I still that was still more unique. It sounds like than the Switch 2. It sounds like the Switch 2 is literally just a better Switch.
yeah, but like if you played multiplayer games on the Wii U, Tim, what controllers did you use?
I never played a game.
You used the Wii remotes.
No, I believe you, but I'm saying that like the games were still designed to take advantage of a whole different piece of hardware.
Yeah, as opposed to
Like
potentially
that
just
Zelda
being the
game
same
that came out
form
on the
factor.
Wii U, that game couldn't have come out on the regular Wii, right? Wasn't there a whole lot of games that used the gamepad for stuff? I'm just saying.
Ironically enough, it was so easy to strip it out. They released most of the Wii U games on Switch anyway.
Oh, I'm sure,
yeah.
But it
and
was
I'm
very
sure
much
they did. But I'm just
super
saying
gimmicky.
that like nothing on Switch 2 could not have come out on Switch 1.
Yeah. But anyway, the last leak I want to talk about is everyone's talking about
Actually,
like
wait.
the
I
power of
do
the
want to
Switch
ask.
2.
I do want to ask one thing about the Switch 2 before you get
Yeah.
to that. Do you guys think on the Switch 2 games will be backwards compatible, or is like we always have available on Xbox One and Xbox Series S and Xbox in PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, like at the switch of a generation, or is Nintendo just going to be like, okay, we finished releasing games on the Switch, now they will come out on the Switch too?
So probably up to the publisher. With Nintendo, they never continue releasing games on the old systems after
Yeah.
the new ones launch. They've never done that in like the history of Nintendo games. But you're gonna see a lot of publishers probably doing it.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry. Do your last leak,
Yeah.
Freeman.
Anyway, so people are talking like what the power level of this thing is because everyone seems convinced that Nintendo is actually trying to compete with the PS5. And when leaks came out that this thing is probably most likely going to be closer in line to like the base PS4 in terms of power, I've seen some of the dumbest takes on the internet. Like
Oh, God.
if you talk about purely like if you play on your Steam Deck and you want to play any of the PS4 games that got ported to PC, you're playing with some doo-doo graphic settings under 30 FPS on a handheld. This handheld can it can emulate PS3, but you can't emulate PS4 on a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally. And now we're gonna have a Switch that's supposedly a PS4 level of power. I think that's respectable for a handheld form factor. And everyone on the internet is like, if this thing isn't dunking on the PS5, there's no point in owning it. And I think this is the dumbest take to have. Like Nintendo's not known for power. We just need more power than the 2015 smartphone that the Nintendo Switch is.
You know what's wild? You saying that because at one point the Super Nintendo and the GameCube were the best looking fucking things on the market.
I thought Mario Sunshine was the peak. I was like, this is it. Water's never gonna look better in video games.
Water's never. Yo, I mean, it was pretty good. Like, dude, the GameCube looked really good for the time. Like, it looked better than Xbox and it looked better than PS2. Honestly.
I still remember shitting my pants when my buddy Joe asked me to come over play Smash Bros. And he didn't pull out the N64. I was like, what is this? My mind was blown that day.
When I'll never forget seeing promotionals for the release titles. So like there was Pikmin, NBA 2K, like the first one, and then Smash and Luigi's Mansion. I was like, there's no fucking way this
Yeah, it
looks
looked
like
insane
this.
compared to what we'd been playing on previously.
Yeah, like it was such a leap. And like they looked really nice. And now like I don't know, ever since that, like they just never came back. Like they tried doing like because they had to have underpowered stuff for the Wii, right? Given what they wanted to do with it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even be upset with them because I mean their shit sold, so I can't like.
It's weird though. I look back at a lot of footage from like the 360 PS3 era, and I remember thinking like Metal Gear Solid 4, this is the most beautiful game ever made. You look at footage of Metal Gear Solid 4 now, it does not look as amazing as I remember.
Yeah, and that bitch took up layers of Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Layers. And I was like, it was funny. I always thought it was kind of cool. I was like, oh, this is cool. I don't have to swap the disc. it's just gonna load the next layer. Well, if I knew loading the next layer would take 10 fucking minutes, then yeah,
Oh
I'd
my
be
god,
like, give me the fucking
installs between chapters. Holy shit!
yeah,
I
dude.
don't know
Wait,
if
did you
Trojan
not
was
play it?
smoking.
Did you play MGS4?
Yeah, I beat 4.
Okay, yeah. So you know the pain.
Well,
And that's what sucks too. We can't play MGS4 now unless like we play it on the PS3 because that's the only place it exists.
which makes me ask, do I really own this game?
Dude.
Anyway, let's
Like
stop talking about retro consoles like the PS3 and start talking about some other stuff.
what, the fact that I'm playing an N64 right now?
What are you playing on N64 right now? Or are we gonna get to
I
that
want
later?
to play so it's like kind of gonna be like my side thing. I want to play Pokemon Snap
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
Paper Mario.
Oh,
So
the original.
for you classic gaming connoisseurs at home, your boy got his hands on a Sony Triniton PVM. That's a professional something monitor. They only utilize these things in like healthcare environments and TV studios. Are you guys aware of the technology?
No. What makes this monitor good?
So, unlike a standard tube TV, where like so you guys know how like tube TVs work, it's basically just like lines of color are just flashing like down all the time.
Yeah.
So this makes it so that it has more tubes. Like it basically it's got higher resolution. Like this would be considering like more. I feel like I'm explaining this incorrectly, but imagine just having it's like having just a higher resolution for a tube TV.
Oh,
There
it's
are
much better,
more.
smoother refresh rate. It's actually
Yeah, much smoother. Like, all right. For example, so I have Freeman. I want you to see the difference so bad. So have you ever played Persona 4 on a CRT TV?
unfortunately I haven't.
So I have. And let me tell you, it looks like dog shit.
Oh,
It
boy.
looks terrible. Like that intro scene, like it's funny, right? Because I want to play Persona 4 at some point. But I think if I play it, I'll probably just get it on Steam anyway to play like the updated version.
Probably a good
But
idea.
when I tell you, I've played it on 2 separate CRTs before this one, and I thought I was like, damn, this animation looks so fucking crisp. But like it's only meant for like normal TVs. But even on those CRTs, it looked terrible. When I tell you, when I hooked this fucking bad boy up to the PVM, and this was as good quality, like maybe not even I can't say if like it's a clean HD display, but when I tell you that it looked super fucking nice, I was blown away. Blown the fuck away.
God, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get wherever your PVM is and watch this.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't feel like carting that thing around. It's not a big deal. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll bring it to Tim's just so you guys can experience it.
Whoa.
Because it is really cool. But like, yeah, man, these things go for like $800.
Oh my god, for a tiny CRT.
Yeah, man, it's like it's serious because they look really nice and they last like a pretty long time. Knock on wood.
How many inches across is this thing? Because I'm looking for scale.
I think it's not large. It's like a 13-inch, I think.
Okay, I used to game on a similar, if not smaller, old school CRT, so I understand how this can make games look super high definition just because it's such a small screen size.
It is small. It is small. I've also played games on a small TV before. Like I used to be in possession like in another life where I had one of those like CRT VHS combos.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I used to play on that. But even then, it did not look this good. And what's crazy? Have you ever heard of a fucking CRT with progressive scan?
Yes, I've heard of it. I've never actually owned one.
Yeah. Well, now this is what it has.
Okay.
And I can buy progressive scan like cables. So it doesn't take your standard input. I
Just
have to
special cables, right?
buy. Yeah, I gotta buy adapters. So I bought adapters for it. It works. But if I want to use the progressive scan, I have to buy it online.
Yeah.
There's a company that makes them, but they're really expensive. They're like $60 a pop. At least if I bought the Nintendo one, I can use it across multiple consoles because Nintendo has not changed their proprietary cable, like their mail. They haven't changed that. They changed it, I think, when the Wii U came along.
We should probably move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I've been on this for a
Sorry,
while.
I was gushing
No, it's fine.
I didn't
That's
want to
fine.
stop you.
about
Yeah,
my
I
TV.
didn't want to break the TV flow. But speaking of breaking the TV, the Golden Globos happened.
Yeah,
Is this the one that had the really bad host?
I honestly don't
I
know.
don't know who was the host.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
It's honestly really funny though, because I'm like, man, this was a dry ass year, like 2023.
For movies, yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was. I gotta say though, is it bad to say that so we're not gonna go through every winner or anything like that, but is it bad to say that I'm kind of sad that Boy and the Heron won Best Animated when Spider-Verse came out? Across the
Spider-Verse came
Spider-Verse
out.
came out, and I kind of feel like that was like, I don't know.
No,
Boy-
I'm going to ask you a controversial question. Did you see Boy and the Heron?
No, I didn't, and it's fair to say that it might be better, but the general consensus seems to have been that it's another good Miyazaki film, but like it's not like it's breaking any ground. It's not like it's his new masterpiece, new best one. I don't know. I just love Across the Spider-Verse, man.
I don't want to do the research on this, but I'm willing to bet that sequels just don't do well at any of these awards.
I'm willing to bet that Miyazaki might not have won these before, and they're like, "Hey, we better give it to him."
Potentially.
Has Miyazaki not won a
I
Golden
genuinely
Globe?
don't know, but it's and I'm not even gonna bother checking, but it's entirely possible.
That's fair. You
I'm
know what?
not
I'll
saying
say
he didn't
this.
even deserve to win. I just
This is gonna be a hot take for me. You guys are gonna be very surprised. But I think Greta Gerwig should have gotten Best Director over Christopher Nolan this year.
oh sure.
Like, and I say that only because even though I didn't like Barbie, you guys know that I feel like I respect it as I would say that it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Objectively. He took a concept like Barbie and made it like good.
Yeah, no, completely agree. It takes and it seems insane, and it seems like the kind of thing you would kind of want. As much as I hate to say like this is why you should give it to somebody, but like it seems pretty incredible that a woman who hadn't directed very much famously before came on and did this. Whereas Christopher Nolan's kind of a known quantity, and you could argue that he's had a couple stumbles in his last few movies, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Whereas
We don't talk about Tenet anymore.
making Barbie like as good as it was, like I know, Tyler, you said you didn't love it that much. I thought it was really good, and I know Val and her sisters were all really touched by it.
Gee, I could not tell.
To do something out of that is, yeah, I know. I think is pretty incredible, and I think that's what these awards kind of should be. But it is what it is.
But
Edie, what? But hey, the guy who did the first Black Panther soundtrack did Oppenheimer and won for that, so that's cool.
Word.
I actually, it's funny. If you go to Best Original Song, man, Billie Eilish is really going for that hairstyle. That's interesting.
Billie Eilish.
What Was I Made For was a good song in that movie, but like that is not the movie I listened to the song I listened to over and over again from that movie. There's a couple songs like I'm Just Ken super classic. Ryan Gosling singing that out is so funny. I love that song. But like the dance song at the beginning is a banger. And then What Was I Made For is just kind of it feels like it's another sad Billie Eilish song. So I get maybe it could
I
also
do
be
like this song though.
it could be a flavor thing where that's just not my cup of tea is to be
Like
sad.
I usually hate Billie Eilish's music, but I really enjoyed this particular song.
Yo,
TV. I don't
also,
watch real TV, so I can't talk about it.
I'll say I did. Well, so that is the thing. I do agree with blah blah blah. Best performance by female actor in a limited series. Ali Wong and I like how both Ali Wong and Steven Yeun
Oh, for Beef.
for Beef. I like. You know what I'll say though? They were both really good in Beef. I watched that all the way to the end. That was pretty good.
You made it sound like you were about to say like, I'll just say that they were really good.
They were really. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. And Io Edebiri. I don't know how to say her name for the bear. I'm like almost done with the bear. I have like one episode left, but that show is also really good. But I was also gonna say that Ryan Gosling should have won because that was his best fucking role that I've ever seen him in.
Oh, is Ken?
No meme, yeah.
Oh, he super went crazy for that role. Like he seems like you can tell that he's just living his best life
He
as
full
Ken.
sent that role. Like he really full sent it.
When you rewatch some of those clips, like, or when he's talking about what he thought patriarchy was, and he's so into the idea when it, when he says, when I found that it wasn't all about horses, I kind of lost interest, and it's
yeah,
it's just so many of these deliveries are so perfect. But whatever, awards be awarding. Never gonna get it right. Always gonna get it wrong. They're not open yet, but I think Friedman, the Crunchyroll Awards, open this week, and we're probably not gonna go through every one of them next podcast unless there's really nothing to talk about. But
I feel like we just had the anime awards.
But no, you're thinking of the summer thing where your real most important thing with the
the
girls.
waifu wars. Yeah.
But no, that's gonna happen soon, and I'm sure they're gonna all be terrible nominations. I'm sure Vinland won't be nominated for best anime of the year. Everything's gonna go to Jujutsu Kaisen because that's the Demon Slayer of the year, and Demon Slayer was out this year, but Jujutsu Kaisen's gonna win everything. So yeah, award shows are gonna be award shows. So
yeah.
What is this crazy thing going?
So real quick, so CES was this week. A lot of random tech that's going to be up for sale in the future got shown off. The only big takeaway that I saw that I'm very excited about is we've seen a couple of companies floating around the idea of, instead of having your connectors on the front of the motherboard and having to route your cables around to the back where everyone really wants to hide their stuff, why not just put the connectors on the back of your motherboard and just make cases that are compatible with these ports on the back? And the big reason we haven't seen it is everyone else is trying to get trademarks on this. And the first company to do it finally started announcing, we'll just license the tech out at a reasonable price to all these board manufacturers. So at CES, we saw a lot of companies, especially I think MSI was pushing their whole setup of just all the connectors on the back. You don't need to worry about wiring anything to the front anymore. And I think it's cool, and I'm really hoping everyone coalesces on it. So it would just make PC building just look that much cleaner. But yeah, a lot of other dumb tech involving like headsets and just AI integration with everything. A lot of nonsense, but the reverse motherboard connection was probably the coolest thing.
That's kind of cool. I saw that CES a while ago, that CES was happening. Like, I saw that it was coming up a while ago, and I legitimately completely forgot. Because, I don't know, is it crazy to say that tech is kind of in a weird place where, like, everybody's like, AI is going to be the next big thing, but there's already kind of a lot of things stepping in the way of AI? Whereas
I think
physical technology isn't really evolving anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, CS is mostly like the physical products you're going to get. There's not a lot of software stuff getting shown off.
And that's what I'm saying. We're kind of like, physical products don't feel like we're really going anywhere, right?
No, we've kind of reached the point where just everything is inside of the black rectangle we all carry around with each other. Just that is it. Technology has coalesced into just that.
Plus, maybe a watch.
Yes, another black rectangle that you strap on your wrist with a touchscreen.
Question, just because we're on technology, do you guys think this Apple headset's going to go anywhere? Apple coming in to make the wearable AR headset really going to be the thing that pushes it.
So is it going to? No. Do I want it to? Yes. I really want AR to get there already because I think it's going to be super cool.
I think until AR works with regular glasses, I kind of don't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing. It has to start somewhere,
No,
you know.
And that's fine. But like, there's all this talk of like, in tech, everybody wants to be an early adopter or everybody wants to get the technology along. But like, I'm not going to help get it there until it serves a purpose, I guess, that I care about.
So just because you mentioned glasses, I forgot this was also something interesting that was announced. Meta announced that they're adding prescription lens inserts for the Quest, which when I heard that, I was like, thank God. There's nothing I hate more than stuffing my glasses inside these headsets. Like I want to actually put them on my face and feel like I'm truly in reality, not just noticing, hey, my glasses are inside of here with me.
The flip side to me though is that feels way less shareable then. Like, remember when Luigi brought his Quest over to your place, Freeman, and we all kind of passed it around? Like,
How many people are going to actually share it, though?
Yeah, like, once we get to the future, people are going to stop sharing. Like, how many times do I give my phone to you to do something?
Nothing, but
Very
also
rarely.
That's not a cool, fun tech that I don't have.
Yeah, but once everyone has it.
Is everybody going to have a thing they strap to their face? I don't think so.
If I'm doing serious work with shit strapped to my face, I'm not taking it off to give it to someone else. I'm doing work with shit on my face.
Who's doing work? Yeah, but who's doing work? No one does work on their phone. Who's going to do work on an AR headset?
All right, valid argument.
I mean, so here's the thing with the argument for AR. It's not like you would use AR to work necessarily. Like there could be some applications to that, but it's a lot more like augmenting reality is more of like interacting with your surrounding to like produce like I don't know, maybe not so much productivity, but
AR seems really cool. Like I said, I thought Google Glass was really cool when that was a thing, but I need it to just be in a pair of glasses that I wear on my head that don't obscure my vision and don't look dumb as fuck.
And you'll get there, just not now. We gotta wait for the Apple shit to work first.
And that's fine, but I don't. But will Apple pay to keep it? It's like Google. Google didn't pay to keep trying with Glass. They went, well, it's our 20 millionth thing that we're just.
Yeah, but they don't. Google didn't have the Apple losers.
Apple also generally like doesn't immediately drop. They will usually go about 3 full product life cycles, and if it hasn't caught on, then they'll drop. But like they typically stick with their stuff.
And that's because so many psychopaths will just be like, it's Apple, blah.
Yeah, literally
honestly,
the Apple dick writers.
Yeah, if it wasn't so expensive, I'd be an Apple dick writer and buy this thing because I really want it to work. The idea that I won't need monitors, I won't even need a mouse and keyboard. Everything will just work with detecting my hands. Like I want that. I don't want all this shit on my desk everywhere. I'd like if my world was just clean and I could just have it contained in this headset. But in reality, it's probably not going to be like that. But I want it to be like that.
I also want it to be like that too. Also, as someone who, like, I mean, you guys know with my Iris, I've spent a lot of time thinking about and like seeing the potentials of like AR. Like, I did a lot of research into it, but like, as someone who practically used the VR headset to watch like Netflix for like the little bit of time, like, damn, I would also like maybe stupid shit like an inexpensive big TV in my room, perceivably big, or like just other random shit that would make my life slightly easier or maybe even more convenient while I'm just chilling.
Maybe I'm old man yelling at clouds here, but I kind of like having the physical disconnect and the physical, like, this monitor, my desk sits in my office. I don't bring it somewhere else. If I really want to, I can bring my laptop with less functionality, or I have the big TV that we can all sit around and watch things together. Like, it just feels weird to imagine, like, Henry and his friends growing up and just sitting, like, around in a circle with their goggles on.
I don't know how to tell you. They're going to sit around in a circle staring at their
They
phone.
really are, unfortunately. Hey, I'll tell you this, Tim. If you had those glasses, Henry would not hit the TV anymore.
He would just hit your goggles while you're wearing them.
Yeah, right.
Well, but
No.
that's also
I mean,
part
like
of it. Like having
that
a
is
device...
that is the future, though. Like Ready Player One is gonna be a thing, unfortunately.
You know what's funny? Neither of you read the Pendragon series as a kid, right?
No,
No.
just
Okay.
Penn Island.
It was a series about a kid who does like world hopping, like kind of planeswalker-esque adventure-y stuff. And in one of the, I think it's like the 4th book, he goes to a world where everybody just lives in pyramids that are full of VR pods, and like humanity is kind of dying because everyone just climbs into a pod and lives their own life.
Oh, so the Matrix. Okay.
Kind of, but like by choice. Like everyone's like, why would I bother being outside when I can go into a VR? Like it's not like AR. It's I climb into a pod and am like in a VR universe, and I'm just kind of hooked up getting nutrients, kind of like the Matrix, but you're
by
not,
will, by like
choice,
their own choice.
because you can be like, I want to make it exactly like this, or I want to live my life that I'm living, but just nothing goes wrong, kind of thing.
Right.
And it's the first like. He's always battling this guy who's like trying to make these like planes that he goes to collapse, and this is the first time he loses because he literally can't convince people. Like him and his friends shut the machine down, and people start climbing out, and then the bad guy comes out and is like, "Hey, I turned it back on," and everyone's like, "Cool, fuck it." Even more people are going in now because they're like, "Wow, I really want to get back in there," because real life is even worse than I remembered it. After not being in my VR world, I'm never getting out of here. I'll die in this pod, and they do. They start dying in the pods.
Right.
So that's just I'm always skeeved by like that, getting too deep in on the VR thing. I know we're a long way away from like emulating a world kind of thing. It's always going to be like, what was it, VR chat? Like that's what online connected.
The future is VR chat. I mean, I agree with you. I think having the disconnect is good, and I am always under the whatever technology should be, it should be a tool, not a crutch, right? And when I mean crutch, I mean like you guys know what I mean. Like I don't think that people should totally rely on it. Like it should be like an assistance, and that's it. But the thing about technology is that people abuse it, and they only rely on it. And now it's like, but I've talked about this before a bunch, because now we have a whole generation of kids who don't know how to fix their own problems, and won't even attempt it because it's like either it doesn't get like either they can it gets fixed on a restart, or it just doesn't work at all, and they just give up. And everything is so streamlined. Like there's no such thing as like troubleshooting their own problems. And like I know it's how it sounds because like I'm desktop support, but like it's kind of true. It's like I feel like the critical thinking of like problem solving just isn't there for a lot of kids nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's literally because like and it's not their fault. It's just that like our tech has gotten so like streamlined and user friendly that they don't have to, and it's not their fault. It's just that we got really efficient.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I remember growing up and modding games and all that shit, or like making emulators work. And I've talked to you guys multiple times about wishing I could emulate like old games. Like I literally still have the urge every once in a while to play Lord of the Rings: The Third Age sometimes. And I'm like, man, why is this so much fucking work to get this thing to work? And like, oh my god, the first thing I tried didn't work. Well, fuck it, I'm not even gonna bother playing Lord of the Rings. Like, to be fair, that's because Xbox emulation seems to be still impossibly difficult. Like,
it's a bit wonky still,
difficult still, while everything else works perfectly. People don't give the respect to the original Xbox. But I don't know. I just want to be like, man, even is there an emulator on Steam? Even if I just got to find a ROM somewhere, like I can Google it in 5 seconds. Like, is there any way I could just Give money to somebody to make this problem be fixed.
So, unironically, EmuDeck, the tool that makes it easy to install emulators on Steam Deck, they launched the desktop version that makes just installing emulators super easy. So, unironically,
Oh,
if you are
really?
curious, look at EmuDeck for PC.
Is it on the Steam store, or you're saying it's a
No,
separate...
it's a separate thing you install, but it's just like
No,
it's
I
separate
thought
enough
you would have
easily for-
asked. Didn't you ask us?
Yes.
Did you not ask me?
Yes, I did.
I thought I don't remember helping you with it.
Oh, you know what? No, I tried to talk to one of the Ohio boys. I got
Bruh.
I got an Xbox emulator. I got an Xbox BIOS.
This motherfucker goes to
I got
these
the
guys,
ROM,
even
and it
though
doesn't work.
you watch Freeman and I play emulated games every Sunday.
Yeah, on Steam Deck, where you guys can just download the emulator and boom, everything just works perfectly.
No, that's not how it works.
That's not how
That
that
is not
works.
how it works at all.
It-
There's a
it
lot of
took
troubleshooting
work.
in all this.
Yeah, I'll say it took us a little bit of work to get it actually going.
Well, I have the baby.
The fun
forever
part,
get a
right,
jail-free card.
is like you can't just load data on a disk or anything like that and pop it into the deck because fucking deck is Linux based.
Hopping over to desktop mode to do anything is always fun.
Yeah, like literally. Also, don't say you have baby. We're more convenient than the Ohio group.
Okay, well, if you guys want to help me try to get it working, I try.
Nah,
to get it
bro,
working.
you
maybe we
chose. You chose. No. He chose his group. He chose his group. His preferable
Oh, sorry,
group.
Tyler. Are we talking about choosing friend groups now over here? Is that
Yeah.
the conversation you're saying?
Yeah, I know where you're about to go, and that's not even. It's not even.
Not even what? Not
It's
even
not
what?
even the same. That's not even the
Oh,
same.
Not even the same. Speaking
not
of
even
what's
the
not the same, Overwatch isn't the same game anymore.
Yo, so this one is wild. So we don't talk about Overdank much because the three of us straight up don't play this game anymore.
Yep.
But when I saw the announcement this week that everyone can heal, I saw the headline. I was like, okay, like is this just like they're reworking hero abilities because most of the cast can currently heal themselves and it's not a good thing? Then I go into the article and the change that they're making for the newest season of Overwatch is they realize that a team with a bad support will always lose. To which I said, well, fucking duh, that's the point of support. But they're like, we want to remove the feeling where someone's in a game and you just have bad supports, you know you're going to lose.
Oh
So
my
now every
God.
hero, once they've been out of combat for X number of seconds, they will just start regenerating health to lower the reliance on good supports. And I'm just sitting here like, is this it? Do they really want us to go like move to 3-1-1, 3 DPS, 1 healer, 1 tank? Because just people don't want to play support, and then the few times you queue up as DPS, you're mad because your healers are shit. Like, it seems like odd game design. Like, what is the point of the support cast now? Like, I understand you're going to heal in
Can
combat.
stop getting flamed about it. That's it.
That seems stupid. That was it. It was a short little blurb about Overwatch. I'm still not playing this game, but I still love watching the dumpster fire of a development cycle for Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't pick it up.
Yeah, me too. I'm so out of Blizzard's whole world. It'd be interesting to get Luigi's take on it, but he'd probably be like,
we should
I'm
ask
on
him
my
next time we
fifth,
see him.
I'm on my 5th WoW guild in the last month, so.
Dude.
Look, he'll be raiding Mythic any day now.
He
If not
is.
already.
He said he can't do. We were trying to do our D&D alternate night, remember? And he's like, I can't do Mondays and Tuesdays. Those are my raid nights. And it's like, motherfucker, there's nothing like
Did you
what's
quit
coming
this
out
game?
one raid every month or something, like wild.
Well, yeah, but you got to do it multiple times so everyone gets all the RNG loot from it. So that way you're all geared up for when the next raid comes in.
Oh my god, that sounds horrible.
Anyway, let's move along.
Tyler, I love you, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I'm just busting you.
No, that's cool, man. No, it's,
Oh my god. Okay, now I'm done apologizing. Speaking of done apologizing, Billy Mitchell is done apologizing for being the Donkey Kong King of a record like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of wild because there was the whole big thing. We probably covered it on the podcast like 2 years ago or even more, where there was this whole big thing about Twin Galaxies taking away a lot of his old Donkey Kong world records because he was found to be cheating. And then it has just come out and they either settled or like the lawsuit was canceled or so, like they backed out of the lawsuit or something. But he's being reinstated because apparently a quote unquote expert said, "Oh, actually a hardware malfunction could have caused the issues that were seen in the videos that he had
the solar flare argument.
Motherfucker.
Solar flare.
Dude, this is so weird. Like every fucking 5 years, I feel like the story changes.
It's also weird because I don't think there is a person like this in gaming that exists. Like, there's no other old person who was from like the very first days of like even arcade gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where this kind of thing came up and happened, and it's wild. I don't know. I just wanted to throw it in here as a news article because like
I do think it's
this
interesting.
Story keeps coming like every couple of years. It just keeps coming up.
Yeah, it's weird. I always thought it was pretty cool, and then yeah, I don't know, every oh my god, no shit. Why am I yawning? Yeah, I'm good. I just had a stroke.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know this guy. That's it. I think I meant to say more on this, and like
yeah, you did. I was like, I don't need to add this to the show notes, and then you're like, no, put it on. This is a big deal.
It is kind of like it kind of was though. Like when
I wonder if his hot sauce that makes you as good as Billy Mitchell
God
is back on the menu, boy.
Jesus, I forgot about that. We can go to the next thing. I don't know shit about shit.
Hey, talking about old guys in gaming.
Old guys. Dude, Sakurai still looks like he's in his 20s somehow. So, for anyone who's been out of the loop, Masahiro Sakurai, the director of the Smash Bros. Franchise, after finishing development of Smash Ultimate, he went on to open his own YouTube channel where he just talks about like the common plights of game development, how to get around them. His videos are pretty short, like usually under 5 minutes, very concise, nice infographics and whatever, and it's him just like talking directly at the camera. If you like the old Smash Directs, this is very much the same style. And I've loved watching his take on like what you should or shouldn't do in game development. Like I think his most recent video was like, you should let people pause cutscenes, like respect their time. And it's interesting, but he announced that he's going to be not shutting down, but he's not making videos anymore for the channel, which seems weird because it's only been going on for a little over a year. But this coincides with two major things. One is the announcement of another content update for Smash Bros. Ultimate, which which in reality is probably just going to be new spirits and some weird shit for the World of Light mode, not actual new characters. No way that's happening. But the rumors are flying that Sakurai is being asked to develop another Smash Bros. Game. Which would obviously
he said he wasn't going to do it anymore.
I mean, he already said that if he were asked to do another one, it would be scaled back in scope and it would not be bigger than Ultimate. Which I think is cool. If he had the opportunity to go back and say, like, I'm going to
one of the biggest games in history.
Well, no, but like imagine he went back and he took like the roster from original Smash and he just redid the Smash formula, or just redid character movesets to make characters more unique in the same way that the newer Smash Bros. Characters are a lot more unique. I could definitely see them doing something like that, especially when the Switch 2 launches. But this is all purely speculation.
What if it's what if it's like a reimagining of Smash? Like there's no more B up, B down, B side. Like it's a whole different, like you said, Freeman, kind of.
Their fan base would scream.
Good. Their fan base buys specifically manufactured GameCube controllers to allow them to do dumb bullshit in Melee. Leave those people to Melee forever. They're never going to be happy anyway.
Sakurai could make Ultimate with double the cast and everyone would still play Melee anyway.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're fine. Ultimate's still a good game. You want to play that, go ahead. If they want to make a new experimental Smash, be my guest.
You could literally clone clone Melee to a new console and they'd be like, nah, it's got to be on the GameCube hardware that was bleached in the sun for 2 years or some dumb crap.
This is true.
There's also just speculation that Sakurai had like a list of topics he wanted to make videos on, and now he's just like run out of ideas, and he's like, I don't want to flounder for stuff. I'm done. My YouTube channel's good. I complained about all the dev shit I've wanted to complain about for years. Now I'm done.
So he closed it or said I'm done making videos?
No, he just said like that's the last video. I'm done making videos on the channel.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Thank you for joining me.
I thought you were semi being like, yeah, he just deleted his YouTube
channel. No. He takes pride in his work. He's not going to delete that shit. I just think he's not making new videos. Unrelated to all the other YouTubers quitting YouTube. But moving on, there's not that much.
Adpocalypse, whatever, shitty, dumb.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Let's sneak in real quick.
Yeah.
Let's get through the Weeb shit. There's almost nothing in here.
This is wild.
There's only one thing I had to talk about, and purely because of the meme. But in the U.S. box office, Godzilla -1 has now taken the number 2 spot of Japanese movies earnings in U.S. theaters, defeating Mugen Train. That's right. The only reason this is on here is because I need to talk about every time Mugen Train sales records in a highlight, it goes in the Weeb shit. And this was purely just to say it finally got beaten by something, and it was Godzilla -1.
Deserved.
Yeah.
There.
As someone who
Very
loves
much
both
deserved.
of these movies, deserved.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Anyway, that's it for the Weeb shit.
I actually,
Yep.
funny enough, since Opal was here this weekend, her and her boyfriend were actually supposed to. She was going back. She went back yesterday. They were supposed to go to a showing of Godzilla -1 today. They didn't
Oh,
by
damn.
his choice, but
Oh,
they were between two movies, and I was like, "Don't be dumb. Go see -1. Don't see."
Right.
I don't even remember what the other movie was. I was like, "It doesn't matter."
and guess what? They were done.
Well,
now I'm dying to know what movie they saw.
I can't tell her that I put this out, but her boyfriend, they decided to stay in. To be fair, she's been traveling, so hey, they stayed in and watched a movie. That's fine. He apparently loves Boondock Saints,
Oh, hell
which
yeah.
is also one of my brother's favorite movies. Or at least it was. There was a summer when we were in like middle school where he watched it like every day. She said it was a waste of 2 hours.
What? The movie's not that bad.
And
I
I'm like,
take it.
I kind of agree with her.
see, I knew at least Tyler would definitely be on board with that decision.
Like, all right, listen. I think for like what it is, like, it's a fine
action movie.
movie. I don't think by any real stretch means that it's a good movie.
Sure.
What am
I don't know if I'd
listening
call
to
the
here?
waste, but it's pretty close though.
What the am I listening to here?
All right. What?
This is
So
an
what
it's an
about it?
entertaining
This
movie.
did not need to turn into a review of a movie that I've never seen and is like.
All right.
super
No,
old.
because you know what? I like this needs to be talked about at least a little bit.
Oh my
because
God.
apparently everybody. No, Tim, have you seen the movie?
No. That's what I
Okay,
just said. I haven't seen it.
you haven't seen it. Well, yeah, everybody and their mom thinks that it's a really good movie, and if you're Irish, forget about it. Like it's a must see apparently. Like, and I honestly don't understand. Like, just because Norman Reedus is in it and Willem Dafoe. By the way, Willem Dafoe, I still don't fucking get his character. It's so weird. He's weird. I mean, I think he does a good job in it, but like it, dude, I'm sorry, it's stupid. It's stupid. I can't pretend anymore. The you know what? Boondock Saints isn't good.
Maybe I need to
I
watch
agree
it.
with Opal.
I legitimately have not watched it since like 2008.
You
Probably
know
when
what?
Kevin was watching it.
Maybe we should watch it.
And it'll be an
No,
eye
we
opener.
have so
You'll
many
realize
good
you'll realize the
movies.
movie's good, and I'll realize it's fucking terrible.
We have so many good movies we should watch.
Sure, we have good movies. We can put that on the docket. You know what? We can watch that though at a later time after we watch the good movies.
Tyler, I was
Yeah.
going over with my coworker. So I introduced one of my coworkers who loves movies to Letterboxd actually last week. And I looked at I have like 200 plus movies on my watch list. So like I don't know when I would get to watching a movie that you say isn't very good and Freeman says is decent. When there's some real slam dunk winners on that watch list that I just haven't gotten to.
Well, that's
So
what
the-
I'm saying that we can watch.
Yeah. We also
Yeah.
still
Stuff's
never
on
watched
your
Bridge on
watch
the
list,
River
and he's on the
Kwai,
free
so
one.
you know that's a better movie to watch.
That's a
than,
banger.
That's
Also,
But-
Boondock Saints is not that long of a movie, so if we need to fill less than
True.
2 hours, it's an option.
True.
I don't know, Freeman. I feel like some of the things that we're about to talk about would take less than 2 hours and would be great in our watched and played segment, which is I'm looking at literally all things that was watched because no one finished or significantly progressed in a video game. That's a lie. I need to talk about a video game. Haha, I'm going to throw one video game on here because I was eager to talk about how much of an absolute banger Warhammer 40k Boltgun is.
Oh, you beat it?
I did not beat it yet. In fact, I only
Oh.
beat chapter 1, which I thought I was done with the
Oh.
game at 3 hours, and then it's like, no, you actually just finished the first section at 3 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say.
This game, I'm going to see, I wanted to bring it up because I'm going to say something real serious. This game is what I wanted Doom Eternal to be. This game, I would probably, I have 6.5 hours of Boltgun. This game is more enjoyable and less of a slog than Doom Eternal got to be.
You're fucking wild.
I know.
That's a hot
why,
take.
That's why I said it.
It's a hot take.
This game so far doesn't feel like I have to dance to the tune of the designer for the encounter, where it's much more of here's a handful of guns. Do whatever you want to survive and win in this arena. I'm having a blast. I wish I had more time to play this game, and that has not happened since like the Dead Space remake a year ago. This is super fun to me. Also, Tyler, you'd probably get this, especially since you've played Space Marine and other Warhammer games, but like this game nails the feel of being a Space Marine so good. When you are running, all you hear is chum 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 chum. Like it is thunderous, the steps you make, and one of your main moves is a slight dash. If you dash into low-level enemies, they just die. You don't do anything, you don't attack them, you just dash and they just fly away from you in chunks.
Damn.
Like it nails the feel. Every gun sounds so good. Every gun is fun to use. I've only used 4 guns. I think you end up with like 8 based on how much the bar goes full, like of the different weapon slots. The first act of the game, you only get 4 of the guns, and they're all super fun. Some of the higher level enemies are a little bullet spongy, but you're also so mobile. Like you're not the Doom Slayer where you're like, literally flying around, but you have a good jump, you run fast, you can use a dash attack with your chain sword to just dash towards an enemy and cut them. So you have good mobility, you even have ledge grabbing. I'm just enjoying this a lot. It feels a lot like Doom 2016 to me. 2016, 2014?
You think so?
2016.
I don't think so at all.
Did you play Boltgun?
My man, I talked to you about Boltgun. I'm further in Boltgun than you are.
Oh, you are? Holy shit.
Yeah.
When did we talk
We
about
talked
this?
about Boltgun. I was like, I even gushed about it because I was playing it at your house. I was like, yo, I got fucking Warhammer Boltgun. I've been waiting for this game.
How long ago was this? I literally completely
This was like
forgot.
literally a month ago when it first came out.
The light was on.
Really?
The light was
dude,
on.
I'm not even kidding. I
The
swear
light
I
was
don't
on,
remember.
bro.
I believe you. I completely
Damn,
just
bro.
flew out of my mind.
Damn, bro. And yes, I have played. Yeah, I was like, I've played Doom 2016 at least twice.
Yep. Same.
And I've played Boltgun. I haven't beat it because. So my problem with Boltgun is I kind of got bored with it.
Really?
I might beat it at some point, but like, I don't know. The loop just gets kind of boring after a while.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, I only unlocked 4 guns, and I could definitely see it going that way if I don't get much more new stuff. I'm not disagreeing with you, but as of right now, like I'm just in it. And loving it.
Don't get me wrong. It's fun. Like this is a really good game. Like if anybody at home, like if any of you at home liked anything about the original Doom games, like you need to pick it up. Like it.
Yeah.
If you like that stuff, this is a must get. If you liked have you ever played that mod, Tim? It's like Doom
Brutal
Black or Final Doom.
No, isn't it Brutal Doom?
Brutal Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played it a little bit a long time ago, yeah.
It gives me that Brutal Doom feel.
Mm.
Like a lot. Like except that you're a Space Marine instead. And it's like you said, it's it nails all of those notes that make you feel like it. And fun fact, I don't know if you knew this, but this takes place like in the same like timeline frame, whatever you call, of Warhammer Space Marine, like the video game coming out.
That's
Okay.
cool.
So that's pretty neat. I mean, in the Warhammer 40k universe, all the stories are connected. They're all canonical.
Yeah, everything's canon.
Yeah, so like it's pretty funny, but yeah, no, the game is good. I'm probably not gonna beat it anytime soon, but I agree with you. It's very good.
I think part of it's also I had the itch for a game like this where it was something that's a shooter that I could pick up and play for like 20 minutes, do a level, and be done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah, no, it's real fun. But
do I think it's like 2016 Doom? No.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, it's definitely got a smaller scope, but the feel of it is similar for me. But it's definitely not.
I also think Boltgun is faster. Like I think I actually think it's closer to Eternal, except you don't have to like. How do I put it? Like, I feel like it's somewhere in between actually 2016 and Eternal.
Well, that's probably why I'm enjoying it so much.
Yeah, like you're going faster, but you're not going like Eternal. You have to go breakneck speed and switch guns like every 2 seconds.
And that's one of my big frustrations with Eternal is like this has that a little bit, but in Eternal it was like, okay, your shotgun ran out of shells in 5 seconds, either chainsaw a guy or switch.
Yeah, see,
Whereas this
personally,
is-
I like that.
See, that to me it was just too much. I'm like, I don't.
And I know
I
I know we talked about that.
Yep, we talked about that
which is
plenty with
cool.
Eternal. Freeman added a couple video games. So
yeah, I had
Freeman
2
took
videos. Well, I had one
Freeman
further on the
stopped-
list, but I didn't want to interrupt your
Freeman made me
conversation
a
on Boltgun.
liar when I said.
Well, I had Spider-Man further on the list, but I needed to talk about Final Fantasy VII Intermission, just because I talked about it during our last recording. Little did I know, this thing is stupidly short. I had like 3 hours left on it when we recorded, and I thought there would be like, I was convinced there was at least 4, maybe 5 chapters in this thing. There were 2 chapters in it. So,
Oops.
very minor DLC. I understand why they just kind of slapped it on for free if you have the PS5 version at this point. But overall, fun little demo of what they're going to do with some of the new characters in 7 Remake Part 2, which is out like 2 months from now. So that was fun. It was cool to say I finally beat a game in record time, because let's be real here, I've just been playing Persona 5s nonstop for the last 6 years at this point. And then I was going to go start playing Super Mario Odyssey. I opened up my Switch case and I realized my brother has it and he's in New York City. So I couldn't play Mario Odyssey, even though I really just wanted some like fun, purely gameplay, not really a story game. And then I was like, you know what? Let me dig through some of the stuff I didn't beat on PS4 that's just sitting here. Let me grab something fun that's not going to take too much time. And I was like, you know what? Let me just try Spider-Man. And I got sucked into this. Like, I hate to be a gaming journalist, but this game really makes me feel like Spider-Man. I'm enjoying the ever-living shit out of just swinging around New York City.
I hate that you said that, because that was actually one of the things I remember thinking 2 weeks ago. I really wanted to say about Boltgun, but keep going.
It really makes you feel like
Space
Warhammer
Marine.
40K.
Yeah, I am a Warhammer. No, keep going.
I am a Warhammer.
Yeah, but no, I'm loving Spider-Man so far. Like, honestly, even just take the combat out of it. Literally just swing around. Like, I will avoid fast travel to just swing to the next location because I have that much fun moving around. And I realize just games where movement is fun are my favorite kind of games. So, very much enjoying this. I'll report back when I beat it. I think I'm like 37% of the way through the main campaign, but I'm stuck. Like, anytime a new collectible unlocks on the map, you know I'm spending the next hour just going around the map getting all those collectibles.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll move on to some shows. So I finished this one right before we recorded the podcast. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. I loved it. I thought this was really good. Like, I know there was a lot of criticism right at the beginning where it was like, they baited us. This isn't a 1-to-1 anime adaptation. This is purely original. And then once you get past that and see it for what it is, it's so well produced. It's so beautiful. And it did so much on expanding on characters who, in the original series, like, all the X's get like a moment to shine and then they fade away because they're defeated. And they really gave them a chance to expand on all the other characters besides Scott in this. I will say the ending was a little hokey. So I don't know if I'd give it a 10 out of 10 if it was on my anime. This is definitely at least a 9. This is a very good show. I recommend anyone who watched the movie definitely go check this out. They do have so many nods to stuff that happened in the movie. Overall, really good. Very impressed with the whole thing. And now I'm just mad that my anime list won't add it to their database. But moving on to some anime that they do let into their database. The new season started, so I started only 3 shows so far. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna pick up. But the big 3
videos.
Yeah, the big 3 I started. One was Sign of Affection, which I started this on my own, and then I watched the first episode again with Val. This is a romance anime about college students, but the main character is she's deaf. So the sign in Sign of Affection refers to sign language. And had a really cute first episode. So I have high hopes for it. I'm always a fan of more romance anime that aren't about high schoolers, like actual real adults here. So hopefully this will be good. And then there's Solo Leveling, which I have a major gripe with. So far, production-wise, Solo Leveling is great. It's very clearly the team that does Sword Art is doing this. It's super well animated. It's a little gory. But the premise is pretty cool. They spend a lot of the first episode just setting up the world, so there's almost not even enough time to jump into the plot. So I remember after watching episode 1, everyone who was talking to me about it, I was like, yeah, I just wish it was a 1 hour special because they need to show us more of this stuff. We haven't gotten to the premise, which everyone knows, which is in this world, no one can level up except somehow the main character figures out how to level up, is the premise of the show. We're 2 episodes deep, and like the opening scene of next episode is going to be the main character learning that he can level up. It's getting super telegraphed, but the fact that we're 3 episodes in before the premise has started just makes me ask the question again, like, why wasn't this a 1 hour special? Like, why not just get to the part of the show where we're actually doing the main plot? Instead, we're slowballing the first chapter because they really want to take every single panel, which, while they look really beautiful, we're spending a lot of time on this. Like, can we get to the plot? So we're going to be like 4 weeks in before the real plot starts. So it's kind of annoying. But
I mean,
it's very
I get
well
that,
produced.
but at the same time, not every show can do that 1 hour special thing.
Not
Plus
everyone
they-
can,
plus
but
as
like
long
this
as
is
it's the 3 episode rule.
But like this is the biggest manhwa. This is A1 Pictures, and more importantly, let me double check this fact before I go and throw it out here.
I mean, while you're saying that, don't take this as me being like the show's great. I originally was going to start the show, and then I was like, man, all the comments are like, this is very pretty. Actually, this really just turns into a kind of okay story by the end, and I'm like, okay, I just don't need this right now. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna shit on it for doing this with only 12 episodes, but they haven't actually confirmed how many episodes it is. So if it's only 12, I'm gonna be furious. If it's 24, then it's fine that they went slow on the opening. And I won't say it's slow. Like the pacing of the episodes are fine, but it's just we're taking a while to get into the core premise here. Overall, recommend it. Show I don't recommend is Chained Soldier. I think the actual title is like I'm a slave to the demon fighting division's chief captain or some bullshit. Point is, this show feels like a combination of a lot of shows from like 2010s and earlier. It's like High School DxD meets Love Hina is the best way I can describe this.
So they're titties. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So in a world where only girls have quirks and sometimes people just get summoned to the demon realm, there's an entire division of girls who in the demon realm rescues people. And they rescue this guy who he's always wanted to have powers, but obviously he's not a girl, he can't have them. But the captain of the demon fighting girls has the ability to enslave a demon to just kind of like use as her steed for the time being. But what she does is they're in a pickle, and she's like, if I enslave you, will you fight? And he says yes. So she puts this chain on him, and he turns this monster and fights on her behalf. And no one has ever fought as powerful as he has when he's transformed into this monster. So that's why he's the chained soldier. So he's basically just like her dog. Very weird premise. And then she brings him back to their headquarters where she's like, if you're going to stay here, you're going to earn your pay. So you're going to be the housekeeper while you're here, which means it's Love Hina when they're not doing fight scenes. But it very much feels like I've already seen this show before and it's not doing it any better. So I'm going to give this one the 3 episode rule, but I have very low hopes for this one.
Well, it's good to know that 3 of the most hyped shows leading into the season are all okay to disappointing.
Yep.
Wait, what's the third one?
Isn't Sign of Affection this season?
Yeah, but I'm very excited about Sign of Affection.
Sorry. I 2 out of 3.
All right, there we go. Sorry, I thought there was like a third one that you're watching.
No,
that's
no,
just
no.
very disappointing. You were talking about.
The only we'll get. I didn't bring up any shows that we started other than one later, but we'll get to that.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then I just need to close out the 2 shows I finished from last season: 16-Bit Sensation and Shield Hero Season 3.
There's
16-Bit
the
Sensation.
disappointing. There it is.
Yeah. So 16-Bit Sensation, I really wanted to love it. The first couple episodes were kind of okay. It's basically Zoomer goes back in time to the beginning of visual novels and just like starts to understand how they were made. The middle part where she goes back and she's like, look, I really want to make a game using the tech we have available. It was super cool. They also dealt with the whole like very real scenarios of just embezzling in the Japanese software development industry kind of at the heyday of, or like right before the visual novel boom in the early 2000s. Very cool stuff. But like the original series was set in like the 80s going into the 90s. This anime, which is entirely unique, is they sent a modern day character back to go relive this shit. So the plot line's inherently different. The last third of the show lost its goddamn mind. I'm going to spoil it right here. So main character goes back in time, and with the technology she has, so like she brings an iPad back in time and shows them the future of digital art, and they try to recreate like multi-core processors to create like the best visual novel you possibly could in 1998, and they do. but it's so groundbreaking that it creates an alternate timeline where America becomes so interested in visual novels that all Japanese developers move to America, but now all video games are visual novels. It loses its fucking mind
What
in the
the
last third. So she
fuck?
goes Back to the Future, and now it's literally Back to the Future 2, but she's trying to take down this corporation that decided they want to make everything using AI, but AI is not good enough. So they're trying to make an AI engine where everyone is in tanks, but their brains power the AI engine, basically just the Matrix. Like I said, last third lost its fucking mind and completely killed the show for me. I'm so disappointed because it had so much potential.
Jeez.
And then there's Shield Hero season. So
Man,
last time,
Freeman, you're talking about mostly just losers this right now.
yeah, well, because I finished all the good shows at the actual end of the season. This is everything left over. So Shield Hero season 3. Last time we recorded, I had one episode left to go, and I said it's probably not going to change my mind, and it absolutely did not change my mind. Nothing fucking happened this season that was worth anything. Do you guys care if I spoil it?
Go for it.
Nah, I don't give a fuck.
So in the last episode, I don't remember who was making, but someone is like working on new clothes for everyone, and they give Raftalia like your traditional Japanese shrine maiden outfit. And then one character comes back to the village like, how dare you put her in that? And then immediately assassins show up out of nowhere and try and kill everyone. And the explanation is that in this world, the Japanese shrine maiden outfit is the outfit of the ruler of some overseas kingdom. And the fact that Raftalia, who may or may not be the true heir to this kingdom, put on the dress is her declaration that she's the queen. And somehow, for like a year now, there have been assassins hiding in Naofumi's village, spying on her to see if she'd declare that she's the queen. And now that she has, she's declared war against another nation. And that's the setup for the next season, which is also still a time filler waster because they need to fight the next beast. Like they fought the turtle, now they have to fight the phoenix. And we're still not there yet because now Fumi wants to wage war against a foreign kingdom. That was the last episode of season 3, is setting this shit up, and they did not announce season 4.
Jesus.
This season was bullshit, frankly.
I'm glad I dropped the show, unfortunately.
I'm very glad you did. Avoid at all costs. I'm
Samesies.
like, if they announce season 4, like I've realized I've been kind of along to just see how bad it gets, but like I'm so
Freeman,
uninvested.
Just drop. Just don't. There's too many other good shows.
There are too many other good shows.
Just
Yeah,
be done now. Be done. Like, oh,
I'm probably
no
done now.
more
And frankly, I
happening.
think the franchise is probably done now too because they wouldn't announce season 4 for this.
Yeah, remember when like 5 years in advance we heard about season 2 and season 3?
Yeah, those were the days.
Speaking of
someone
those
other
were
than
the
me.
days. So you want to talk about a show that's actually really fucking good.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
So, and speaking of shows, I was tempted to transition to this, but you were on a roll with your shows.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay, because Blue Eye Samurai is not available on Mal to track.
Because
Which
it's
is very sad.
French animation, right?
I thought it was American. I don't know. Whatever.
It's fine.
Either way, so like I said, while my longtime friend, people who've watched the channel even know name Opal.
French animation studio.
She was okay. So hey, they make France puts out Arcane and Blue Eye Samurai. They clearly know animation. She was randomly like, "Hey, I want to watch something. Let's try something new. Have you guys heard of Blue Eye Samurai?" And I've definitely heard good things. This show is fantastic. This is the next big adult animation show since Castlevania. It has adult themes. It deals with cool messaging. It has gorgeous fight scenes. It has characters I care about, and I'm interested in what they do. I don't want to spoil much because the story is pretty engaging, but yeah, this show is gorgeous. And whoever's doing animation over in France, I mean, if Arcane Season 2 is coming, so that might challenge this for this year. But and the CG, it's all CGI, by the way. This is not 2D animation. It looks great.
I'm gonna ask a loaded question here.
Yep.
How's the frame rate?
Freeman, I think it looks good.
Like, is it choppy?
I've never noticed anything that stuck out to me as not smooth.
All right, that's good. That's all I wanted to hear.
I didn't have big problems with Spider-Verse, the first Spider-Verse that you did, so I don't know if that's a good enough answer for you. I think it has looked incredible. I haven't noticed any choppiness, and I'm just loving this. So, There's a second season was confirmed apparently. I actually got to tell Val that because until I went to check it on my phone. It's 8 episodes. They range from 45 to an hour. Actually, they range from 35 to an hour. We just finished episode 5 earlier today. We have watched 5 episodes since Friday. So over an episode a day or around an episode a day, and we'll probably be done with this by the time you guys come over on Sunday.
Word.
So yeah, this is really good. Thrilled to hear about a second season because there's no way.
Would we like it?
You especially would, I think, like it, Tyler. I'm pushing my chips on the all-in pile. I hope I don't flub it like there's been a couple times I've recommended you stuff and it turns out you didn't really enjoy it that much. But
Sorry, I'm willing to give it a shot.
I'm gonna push my chips in and say if you and Michelle watch this, I think you guys will have a really good time.
Oh shit, that's right. We gotta catch up on Free Run. Fuck, we're like episodes behind.
You should.
You should. It's all very good.
Free Run is still incredible. I didn't even bring it up since it's the season came back, but yeah, it's still great. I sent Freeman a twist on a meme from the latest episode that I thought was pretty good from Reddit. Did you see that yesterday, Freeman?
I'm double checking that I saw it. I probably did. I'm already forgetting what it was.
Just you because no one else would probably appreciate it. But it's
oh yes, I did see that one today.
Yeah. So Blue Eye Samurai. This is very R-rated. There are shots of like full-on nudity.
I heard it gets kind of gruesome.
Huh?
I heard that it's kind of gruesome.
Oh, it's wonderfully gruesome.
All right,
my
good.
God. I'll tell Tyler this. Within 5 minutes, a dude's fingers get cut off. Like,
Hell
you
yeah.
see fingers flopping around. So, it's pretty good. Yeah, so, if you are interested in adult animation, very adult animation, this is a slam dunk for you. I can't recommend this enough. Find an hour, watch the first episode, and I can't imagine you're not hooked. Oh boy, this is Tyler's thing.
Oh yeah.
Tyler,
I caught up on
talk about
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I can talk about a few animes that I've watched.
Crazy.
Yeah, I finished the Shibuya arc for Jujutsu Kaisen. Finally. Show's pretty dope. I see why y'all sad now.
Yeah, dude. For some context, Maki and actually, hold on, listeners, spoilers. Maki and Nanami were my favorite characters. They both got murked in the same scene, and that was the last episode I had downloaded on my laptop when I was flying to Colorado, so I was livid. I was like, "You'd be fucking kidding me."
That's yeah, I'm sorry, bud. Well, the chances aren't zero for Maki.
You are correct. She might still be alive.
The dude, homie said chances aren't zero.
Oh no, that's Nobara. I think they said for her.
Oh, Nobara. Okay.
Maki, we haven't
Maki,
Maki
the weapon girl.
Yeah, just because she had.
Oh yeah.
Look, she was whatever, but then the movie made me really like her as a character, so I was very upset to see what happened to her this season.
So I feel bad, but honestly, I've been really bad with the names on this show.
Oh, me too. The fact that we have Gojo, Jogo, Toji.
Yeah, like I do keep like I don't know what it is with this show.
There's too many two-syllable character names.
Maybe that's it. Like usually I'm pretty
and Toji
can be solid with like names if I hear them enough, but like I don't know, over 40 something episodes and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm like not with it. But yeah, no, this was crazy. Like so and like I honestly, so the thing that I liked about this, it wasn't how like visceral everything was. I mean, that's a part of it, but like there were clear consequences to like stuff happening. Like there was no like if something got fucked up or if like something happened, like it stuck by its guns and it stayed that way. Right? Like there was no like last minute like pulling the punches. Like especially like with the weight of like, see, I'm forgetting his name. Like literally the big bad guy, even though I heard his name 100 times. Um, not
Ghetto
not
Subaru or you're talking
Ghetto's head thing, but the guy who transforms everybody into like monsters.
oh, that guy.
The dude who they've been trying to kill like since season
Mahito, I
one.
think is his name.
Yeah, Mahito, right? It's like, yo, once he touches you, it's over, right? And every time he touched somebody, it was catastrophic,
Shit was over.
and there was no going back.
Yeah, the one thing I'll really commend this season for is like people loved me how last season that all the Jujutsu villains do is they hang out on the beach and they get jobbed when it's their turn. But like this season was like, no, we're gonna remind you like Gojo's the only reason everyone looks like a clown right now. We're gonna show you how menacing the villains actually are.
Yeah, and they had like a whole ass plan and everything, and I was like, damn, this is like pretty solid. Like, though that being said, I did think it was kind of funny. There's a contractor at work who like is also a loser, and we were talking about, he's like, yo, but like, let's be real. How come they knew this shit was going to happen and no one really showed up except Gojo? They just kind of waited for it to happen.
To be fair, they put up all these barriers, and then Gojo, and there's a whole bunch of people around, and then Gojo's like, I'm going in, and then I feel like they tried to.
Bro, it's like Osama bin Laden saying that he's going to go, if he was still alive, I'm gonna go to LA and commit a huge act of violence. All right, we're just gonna set up some like cameras and shit, and it's like maybe he'll show up. He's like, no, I'm gonna do it. Like, try to stop me, and the government's like, he ain't gonna do it.
Oh, yeah,
He ain't gonna do it. He may have committed an act of, huge atrocity, in 2001, but who's to say he's gonna do it now? Like, this is exactly what happened. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
Like you're not, but like.
And then at the very end, spoilers for people, just in case you haven't finished it, they literally pin everything on all parties involved. So not only did they absolve themselves from like not taking action, like these were literally the Uvalde police during that school shooting. They sat back, did nothing.
Yeah,
and then
the bad guys.
they pinned everything on all the Jujutsu sorcerers that responded to the incident.
Yeah, because they're the bad guys. Because government be bad, yo.
But like you get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like what the fuck? Like, that's my only problem with the writing, right? Is just like this part doesn't make any sense.
I just feel like it's very intentional, honestly. Like, this is definitely a deliberate like choice because
from the government.
Well,
So
no, from the writing, but like this has been set up since day one. Like, the only reason Itadori is even still alive is because Gojo was like, I'm gonna keep him alive and I will execute him if something goes wrong.
Yeah, but Gojo's head isn't the only one on, and Itadori isn't the only one on the chopping block. It's literally everybody involved.
So this may just be reflective of how Japanese government works. They effectively have like a one-party government, but the idea is like someone has to be at fault. Is the mentality that people have. So it's got to get pinned on someone,
and it can't be pinned on Ghetto for some reason.
No, you have to pin the failure to defend on someone within your organization.
Well, no, they did. Oh, yeah, that's fair.
They literally blamed it on the responding people.
Yeah, they responded.
And especially Gojo, even though Gojo is fucking captured, technically he's a prisoner of war.
And it's his fault for getting captured.
Yeah, what a loser. Kill him. He's clearly useless.
Okay, he abandoned...
Listeners, these views are not reflective of how we feel about actual real prisoners of war. We were just
This is true. Yeah, this is true. We're literally speaking about the writing for Jujutsu Kaisen just in case. But that is kind of funny though, because like literally it's like that's what it is. It's like, yo, that guy got fucking captured, bro. War crime, like. And cause as you can tell, I'm not upset, cause I knew that was gonna happen. Like, assuming that Gojo wasn't gonna come back, and Itadori did some, if Sukuna came out, which I figured was gonna happen, bad shit was gonna happen. But that being said, I'm not completely upset by it, because it opened up an interesting opportunity of now everybody's on the run, right? And I'm like, it has got me curious on what they're going to do next.
Well, that very last shot of Itadori seems to imply some crazy shit.
Yes. So I'm excited. I'm very interested in this show, and I'm gonna keep watching it. It has my attention. But yeah, we'll move on. I watched a few of my buddies and I. We watch movies every so often when we get together. My one friend in particular just likes watching anime shit in general. But none of us had watched Suzume, and we heard good things about it, like every other thing from the studio. And I thought it was mid.
Yep.
At best.
Funny enough, I only gave it half
An
a star.
understandable
less than me.
take.
Wait, which one? Wait,
You only
what's
gave,
him?
You go first.
You only gave it half a star less than I did.
I saw that.
Which is funny because I gave it 4 and you gave it 3.5, and to me that's like the upper end of mid.
Slightly. It's just a touch. So, all right. Let me then break down the review. It is slightly over mid because the animation is so stellar.
Yeah.
For me, it was very visually pleasing to look at, and you could tell that there was a lot of work and joy put into this. And when I see that kind of stuff in current animation, I have to give it props. I have to. But the story wasn't it for me, though.
Nope. That's kind of the problem. That's exactly the consensus Freeman and I came to. I think I gave it slightly higher, partially because that song has been playing in my car a lot before we watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That song's a real banger.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah,
that's the other thing too. There's so many good things about the movie. The score is good.
But then the actual moment to moment is boy, this just.
Yeah,
What
it's very
doing?
Generic. If the animation was a poorer quality, I probably would have given it a 2.5. Honestly.
Yeah, the visuals hard carried the whole thing.
The whole it feels like the most cookie cutter. I hate to say Japanese story, but the whole everything. All these movies that are anything that involves these spirits being weird because they won't explain anything feels like a very Japanese trope, and this just played into those tropes of why are you doing this? There's so no reason for any of this.
Yeah,
you're just making things difficult, and you're literally explaining nothing, and then you get the whole thing of I just flash back to the cat getting hurt when she's I don't care about you. It's well, why would I feel bad? I don't give a shit about you. You're just this annoying fucking cat. Why would I like you as a viewer? Why would she like you?
Yeah,
no one has any
it's supposed
to like you.
That was a very tone deaf scene because I'm this chaotic neutral ass cat who's been causing trouble. I get that this part's supposed to be me, the viewer, is supposed to feel that I'm supposed to feel bad for the cat, but but you said to him, I'm but why though?
Yeah, the cat's done nothing to get my
not done nothing.
sympathy.
Actively been the antagonist and an annoying antagonist, not villainous, annoying antagonist.
Yeah.
Why would I give a shit that you're sad? You literally run away, explain nothing a half dozen times, and you go, you don't like that? What? I'm so hurt. Shut up.
On the topic of cats, I'm still angry about the scene. Well, no, because the scene where her adoptive mother starts yelling at her, and then she's wait, that's not really how you feel, and then it's revealed that the cat behind her has been possessing her, but the cat behind her
it cheapened that whole scene.
Didn't actually need to possess her at all to come up and communicate, and the plot proceeded as if that scene just didn't fucking happen.
Yeah, they're this big cat's here. Now there's just a second cat. What was the other cat fucking testing her or something? What was the other cat even doing?
I just don't know
Yeah,
what the point was.
that part I was really annoyed because that part was well acted out
Yeah.
and it was delivered very well. And then like, oh, she was possessed the whole time. I'm like,
yeah.
so did she mean that shit or what?
It
Like, I'm
seems so
confused.
real.
Yeah, that part bothered me. I'm like, damn, the one really good scene that fucking sold it, and it's dead now. It's cheapened.
Other than the dumb
Yeah.
cat shit, like everything after the giant event over Tokyo, like that's the pinnacle of the animation too for me.
The Shibuya incident.
Yes. Everything after that like falls apart. It's even harder. Like the plot's a little annoying building up to that, but you're still kind of in the mystery. And then that scene's like, wow, this looks gorgeous and this is crazy shit. And then immediately after that, I'm like, man, I am so losing interest in this a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 3.5 is fair. I think if I was gonna rate it again, I'd probably drop it down to it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going back. We're talking
The
about it.
retroactive
No,
3.5.
I mean, we do this all the time, but
Yeah,
you've
true.
motivated me to go
Yeah.
back.
Wait, Freeman, you gave it a 3.5, right? If I'm not mistaken.
What did I give it on my anime list?
Yeah, I gotta check Mal since I rated it both places. What did I give it on?
Almost
Mal?
like I'd want to give it a 7.5, but that like doesn't exist on my anime list. What did I do on Letterboxd?
I did an 8. It's dropping to a 7. Story's
I
just
don't
too
know.
annoying. The fact that I remember the story being annoying more than I remember the
Actual plot.
well, no, more than it's like stuck with me how gorgeous it was.
Oh yeah.
We gotta move along because it's holy shit. It's 10:30 and we still have 4 things. Friedman, we finished an anime together.
We did.
The 100 episodes of really, really, really good anime.
100 episodes. Good lord.
We're gonna get there in 20 years. We're gonna still have more girlfriends to go.
Yeah, this
Freeman
is
and
the
I
peak
finished.
harem anime.
Freeman and I finished the 100 girlfriends who really, really die. Suki.
No, stop. Do not.
Oh
say
my
no.
God.
This is Weeb.
No, honestly, this was a ton of fun. This is like, Freeman said it, but like this is like peak harem anime.
The show had no
This
business.
is now rated higher than Suzume on Mal because of dropping Suzume's score. This is now
Damn.
rated higher
The
than
show
Suzume.
had no business being as funny or entertaining as it's set out to be. Mostly because we've reached the era of like absurdity harems, I'll call it. Like with there's a show last year called Girlfriend. It was the same idea about this main character being like, I can totally legitimately date multiple girls and it will totally work. And it's just always felt like a dumb concept. And then this show comes in and turns it up to 100.
Literally.
And says we will make it work and it will be enjoyable and hilarious the entire time and not just super cringy.
And as
And
of
they
number 6, it's working.
They somehow managed to do it.
Those maniacs, they're doing it.
I'll put it this way. I wanted to hate this show.
Freeman,
I really did.
He's not kidding. Freeman
I was like,
I don't want this to succeed.
Like I didn't want it to. Like I'm at the point where it's like I need this to fail to know that I should stop. And it didn't, and now I can't.
Freeman was like at the back of the plane waiting for any sign that he should just jump off, and it never happened. And I was just like laughing and enjoying this the whole time. The fact that Freeman, like, remember like in the final arc, all the shit where like they do knockoff Mission Impossible music for breaking into the house. Oh my god.
This show is ridiculous.
This show is wild, and if you know that you're not gonna like a dumb, funny harem show, then don't watch this. Legitimately, don't even bother. But like this was just so much fun. I had such a blast with this show. If Eminence and Shadow wasn't out this season, this would have definitely been my like fun comedy of the show, and this definitely beats out the other villainous show that I talked about, since that was in the season. Like this was, I gave it an 8 on Mal. This was really fun. I'm really interested to see another season of this show. And honestly, a big part of it is that Rentaro, the main character, like he you believe that this guy gives his 100% to all of these girls. Like, there's not a flicker of doubt that he's like, that he says the perfect thing every time. He's like such a man, you know?
I
It's
hate
so
it.
funny.
What the
I hate
fuck?
it. I want to hate
so
him.
funny.
This sounds like some Johnny Bravo shit. What?
It is some Johnny Bravo shit, but like not. He's not
No,
like
it's the
Giga Chad.
opposite.
He's just.
Is
he's,
it really? Is he really suave?
No, he's not. He's not.
No, he's not
well,
suave.
He's
but
unintentionally suave. It's not like he's not like Johnny
He's
Bravo. Ooh,
earnest.
hey mama. Like
No,
Damn it.
he
he's
just
so
always
earnest.
says the right and perfect thing
Yeah.
to make these girls swoon. But you can
Jesus.
tell his heart is in
But
it.
and that's
is
the
fucking
thing.
weird.
It's never like it's a game, and you never get the impression that he like. It's also like it's not generic. It's so easy to say like, oh, he used a generic line on this girl and a generic line on this girl. Like, no, everything is like all the interactions feel really genuinely like in a regular romance show. These would be interactions between a couple, and he just has them individually with all these different girls. But also, it's kind of fun because it's also turning into like a friend show. Like, it's not like a show where the harem is just people who follow the guy around. Like, obviously that's what they do, but they all have their own little interactions and funny shared moments together that kind of make them an interesting group too.
Yeah, it's less about just their dynamic with him.
There's there's dynamics between the girls in the group with each other and with him. Freeman, that last that last time he meets a soulmate is still one of the funny.
All right, let's just spoil it because I don't want to beat around the bush here, but like,
oh man.
All right, so Tyler, the gimmick is he's been assigned 100 soulmates by accident, and
Right,
the whole gimmick of soulmates, like if you're not together, you will die.
Yeah.
So he has to form a connection with all these girls who are soulmates, or they'll die.
Yeah, Tyler, he's not in a harem by choice. He's in a harem because a god of a shrine screwed up.
Wow.
And now his destiny's intertwined with these people. So the last episode or the last arc is one of the girls can't deal with her overbearing mother, and she like legitimately wants to kill herself. So the main character goes.
Okay, whoa. That's a little.
I mean, is that different than what happened? She tried to jump out of a building. She couldn't deal with it.
But that's like the very end. That's like the culmination of the arc.
Long story short,
the mom is overbearing and is like, you can't date a guy who's got multiple girls. He's terrible. I'm gonna ship you off to another school.
Long story short, he goes to ask the mother to reconsider, and he makes eye contact with the mother, and then it's suddenly revealed the mother is another one of the soulmates, and the show just loses its goddamn mind as we enter like MILF protagonist territory here.
Oh, did we say MILF protagonist territory?
And
she's unironically like the best member of the harem so far.
She literally gets when she becomes a soulmate. She's rich in the show. It's implied, or they make a joke out of she paid off the animators to make a whole new ending for the show just for the episode where she becomes a soulmate because it's all about her. It's so perfect in its execution.
But it was so good.
See, I hate saying this because I feel like Luigi when he's telling us this trash show is really good, but like this show, I'm not being Luigi where it's like, no guys, it's garbage, but it's good garbage. Like, no, this is just good. This is a really fun harem show.
It's so fucking stupid though. Like, as long as you go with your expectations set correctly, you will enjoy this. But yeah,
if you hear this concept and you're like, that sounds kind of funny, you might enjoy it. If you're like 5 degrees further along than Friedman, where Friedman was like, this seems too dumb to ever work, you might not make it.
let's close out by talking about one more show with another weird
Speaking
concept.
of things that might not make it, so Tyler, last week Friedman and I messaged you and said there's a show you need to watch.
A clip of a show you need to watch.
A clip of this show.
I completely forgot about that, honestly.
Akiba Maid. So Freeman and I finished 100 Girlfriends. And it's like, what should we watch together? AKA, what can we watch without Val when Val's not around? Because Val would never watch it in a trillion years. Hey, Akiba Maid War. We both talked about it, and it's made by the guys who made Ya Boy Kongming. It's the same studio.
Oh, I know what scene you're talking about. I have been shown the scene that you're talking about.
And did you enjoy it?
And the only reason why I know this is because for some reason my autistic brain put so many pieces together
Tyler,
and context clues.
Tyler, we passed the test. It's not. You're not autistic. We all know.
We all know it's just
Yeah, if you search
true.
Akiba Maid War, it's the first video on YouTube.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
what we
I
saw,
was shown
Tyler.
this video a while ago.
Yeah, so don't watch the show. That clip is all you need to watch. But this show is like so insane that Freeman and I kind of might watch one more and then decide if we're done with the show and we're gonna drop it.
Yeah, we're rolling 3-episode rule. And this episode 2 was just it's very much going for the whole like this is
Look at this gimmick.
like let's take maid cafes, but they're actually Yakuza clans, and just like it's rolling with this dumb concept, but it's also like not fully invested in it 100%.
Well,
So we're not
I
sure
would say the
what it's
opposite. I'd
doing.
say it's overly invested, where like its world is so stupid ridiculous that like I kind of don't care that much. Because like
What?
the girls do this crazy shit, like the end of the first episode is like, oh my god, it looks like this conflict is starting back up again between these maids. Isn't that crazy? And there's like no consequences ever again.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're trying to pin it up like it's the serious thing, but they don't want to explain the rules of what's going on, but they also don't want to make it that serious because like I don't know what the show wants to be, and that's the part.
I'm not
Infuriating
invested
me.
in like anyone in this show.
Yeah,
Like,
the main character
kind
is
just kind of dumb, and then no one else is like an interesting character yet.
even
To
the
be
one who
fair-
does all the action shit. She has zero personality, so
Yeah,
I'm not even
Tyler,
invested
her
in her either.
personality is she has no personality, but she just kills people.
Her personality is
her-
I have a gun.
Her her personality.
Her
Is gun-
personality is I have a gun.
her personality is called Headshot. Like that's her whole personality,
Oh my god.
and it already is running stale. So the show needs one more episode for me and Freeman to be like, okay, we'll bother keeping trying.
So that's the one thing I wanted to know because I'm rewatching the scene to like
It's
just
great.
to
The
have it in
scene's
context
awesome.
with you guys. Like, so she is the main character, and this isn't a gimmick. Like, she's actually just shooting people legitimately.
No,
Actually-
that character is not the main character. The girl she's with is the main character.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's running with this other girl who's covered in blood. The girl covered in blood is the main character, and she's like the main action character. But yes, they are actually killing each other. There are like maid gang wars happening in
Yeah,
this
it's
show.
not just
Wow.
stylization. All of those people you see getting shot are dead at the end of that episode.
Damn.
Which
Yeah,
is also
it's a bit
weird.
much.
Yeah. So me and Freeman will keep going, and maybe next time we'll report back on if we dropped it or if episode 3 like turned it around a little. But there's so many good shows. We kind of were in agreement after episode 2. Like we'll give it one more, and then we might just need to find something else that's less insane. Sadly. But
There's always
Tyler,
more stuff to watch.
why don't you talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
some movies to finish us off?
These shitty movies. Well, all right, maybe Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm going in the reverse order of what I put down just because I said it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith probably wasn't bad when it came out, but it definitely didn't age well.
Oh,
And the
really?
reason why we
Yeah.
watched it, Michelle and I watched it was because forget what like came out. Oh yeah, like Michelle had brought up like oh like I like the Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe or whatever. I'm like I don't know, I've never seen that movie. Oh, I think because we were taught I think Spy Family came up. And
Oh, I get that.
yeah, it's like not exactly, but like you know what I mean. It's like that same vein-ish, right? He's like, I kind of like these movies, and I was like, oh, I never saw it. She's like, you never saw Mr. and Mrs. Smith? I'm like, no. And then we watched it. I was like, this movie was just okay.
You can see how it inspired stuff, but also how they moved beyond it, kind of.
Right? Yeah. I also learned that like Angelina and Brad they made so much money, but like they're the only. I honestly think they're the only reason why this movie
Yes.
sold so hard, though.
Yes, at
Yeah.
1,000,000,000%. Yes.
Yeah, like because I think if anybody else was on their own, like whoever decided to cast that movie, like they did a good job because I think the script was somewhat whatever, I guess probably, but like yeah, I don't know. It definitely wasn't for me. I also it didn't help that I'm not a big fan of Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. So, and hot take, never thought Angelina Jolie was attractive. Never. Not even in the.
I mean, I
She
thought she
didn't
was attractive,
even.
but she was nowhere near as hot as everyone hyped her up to be when that movie came out.
I don't like yo. Every time I saw her, I'm like, I just wasn't even feeling it. Like, just never. Not when I was a kid, and not now. Not even now. I think the first movie I saw her in was Gone in 60 Seconds. I was just like, whatever. And everybody thought I was high. I'm like, whatever.
Yep.
It's fine. You know who I think is super attractive? Fucking. I know we were talking about. Oh no, Poor Things. I didn't see Poor Things, but like I want to see it. But Emma
Oh, you should
Stone.
watch it.
I think I would like it. It seems like some weird shit I'd be into.
It's your kind of comedy.
I'm gonna find a way to watch it. But I'll end us off on an even staler note.
Even lower.
Michelle's friend was
God.
over, and we were like trying to figure out what to do. We're like trying to figure out what to watch. We're not sure what to watch. I had originally brought up, because she likes Pokemon and like that kind of stuff. I was like, why don't we watch that Pokemon resort show that the guys were talking about?
Concierge.
Right? I tried. I was like, I think you girls would probably like this, and I'm willing to give it a shot, even though like it might not be my thing, but it does look interesting enough for me to try.
Yep.
Right? And it's short, right? I was like, they're only 15 minutes. If we don't like it, we can switch.
Yep.
And they're like, no, we kind of want to watch a movie. And I don't remember what the chain of events happened for us to pick this movie. But I think we were talking about like movies that were good, or like Disney movies that were good. But why did all Disney sequels suck so much donkey dick?
Why did everything go direct to video?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and the direct-to-video movie that we watched was Atlantis, Milo's Return, for some reason.
God.
It was so bad. Have any of you guys seen this?
No, I've never seen any of these direct-to-video Disney movies. I've never seen a single one.
They're pretty horrible. I've watched a number of them. I remember watching The Little Mermaid. I watched Lion King 1.5. The Aladdin sequel. Yeah, I watched a decent amount of them, and I'll say even my kid self was thoroughly disappointed with all of them. But what I think doesn't help either, which I didn't really realize, because like, you know, when you're a kid, you watch and you're like, oh, it's one or two things. It's either the most hype shit you've ever seen, or it's garbage and you don't like it, right? It's bad. I think you guys can agree with me on that. You don't really think as critically as you would now, especially us. I mean, like, there's still a lot of people who don't, but like we still like now us three, we talk about this stuff all the time. We think more critically, and we like understand what makes our lizard brain go yes or no, right?
Yeah.
What I didn't really understand until we started watching these, I was like, yo, I did not realize that these direct-to-video movies, the quality was just ass.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize how bad it was. Like, and
shit
when I
Disney
mean
gets,
bad,
there's a
like, it's
reason.
abysmal.
Oh, I'm sure.
What?
Surprised you gave it, so why did it get 1 star?
So many reasons. The animation was by far
Tyler,
the worst.
you misunderstand. Why did it go so high?
Oh, why did it go so high? I don't know. Why? Oh, I think because we laughed at it a lot.
Hate watch got it to 1 star.
I think it did turn into a hate watch within 5 minutes.
Like, you were able to at least find enjoyment in the shit quality.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like I do think rating it a half star might have been too high. I do think under all of it though, there was an interesting world that was never fully actualized, but it was all bad. What I do find interesting though is that I don't know if all the other direct-to-video things did this, but like they got all the original cast. Like, I didn't realize, Freeman, that Milo is James Arnold Taylor. And ever since I heard him, I was like, the whole movie, I was like, this is fucking Titus. And
Oh
the
my
worst
God.
part is, like, it was the worst thing I've ever heard him in. And I was like, yo, what
Hold
the
on, I
fuck?
gotta hear some voice lines here.
From James Earl Taylor.
Oh God, the whole trailer it just has a narrator talking over it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was back then. Like, what was the last movie with a trailer that used a narrator?
I don't know, but they all used to. Like, I think it was right after Don LaFontaine passed away. They stopped doing it for real movies.
Thank God. That shit was actually getting tired.
Speaking of thank God, I think thank God it might be time to end the podcast.
Yeah, stop talking about all this garbage and go to fuck to sleep.
Freeman, one last question.
Yeah.
I opened IGN one more time and I saw a pop up for the Persona 3 trailer, and I didn't get any of it, but I saw at the end the Xbox logo. How weird
Yeah,
is it
so
to see the Xbox logo on a Persona trailer?
it's annoying because all of the trailers open with the Xbox sign because I think it's coming to Game Pass day one, even though it's also coming to every other console day one too.
It is.
So it's primary advertised for Xbox, definitely just because they paid Atlas for the Western rights for it.
Oh, they did.
It's
But
very
how weird is it?
it's very odd considering this used to be like a PlayStation exclusive franchise.
Yep. No, I figured.
I mean, it was kind of the same thing when Final Fantasy 13 came out, and there were just a ton of Xbox ads at the beginning of the trailers. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? But they paid for it; they can have it.
Yeah.
And speaking of paid for it, no one paid for this podcast, so let's end it here.
Yep.
But until next time, thank you all so much for listening. I can't believe, as always, we got to 2 hours with so little news originally on the docket. We just boom, 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 boom. But until next time, my name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Go Tyler.
I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.